White House press officials billed this as the president interacting with the terminal. What President Carter actually did was walk into Concourse B, accompanied by airport officials, and look around. Concourse B was the diplomatic choice. It's one of the few places at Midfield Eastern and Delta share.
Now, how long is this?
2,200 feet.
After asking some typical airport visitor questions, how far is it from here to there and how long does it take to get there, the president and his entourage rode down the long escalators and into the people mover. Everything worked smoothly, and the president, accompanied by Mayor Jackson and the rest of the group, had a swift ride on the train to his next stop, the international terminal. The president's so-called tour of the facility was more like a quick glance and ended with another escalator ride up to the 1,500 people who were waiting to greet him.
Those 1,500 people were all longtime Carter supporters and local dignitaries. Attendance today was by invitation only, and even though White House advances indicated that the president would only be able to speak for about 15 minutes before rushing off to South Carolina, the crowd waited patiently for almost 2 hours until he arrived. There was no doubt Carter was in the bosom of his political family today. Even Mayor Jackson, who last week expressed some annoyance that Carter would not be in Atlanta for the official dedication of the airport on Thursday, had nothing but kind words to say.
We're proud of you, Mr. President, and we're behind you all the way to victory in November, Mr. President.
Unlike yesterday's stop in Corpus Christi, Texas, this was no campaign speech. The president came here to dedicate an airport, and that's exactly what he did. There were no digs at Ronald Reagan, only praise that Atlanta has been able to complete such a mammoth project ahead of schedule and within budget.
Mayor Hartsfield, many years ago, made a famous statement that Atlanta was a city too busy to hate. That was a time when there was indeed a lot of hatred. And it was a remark that swept through the South and made possible many of the achievements that have led to this great day. He would have been pleased that the project came in ahead of time and on budget.
After a brief round of handshaking with friends and supporters he may not see again until after the election, the president was off to the international terminal to board Air Force One.
After clambering down the back steps of International Gate 11, the president did some last-minute handshaking, giving a special thank you to local security people who had helped out during his brief visit. Then it was up the steps of Air Force One, and after a final wave to the crowd, the president was gone. With today's flight, airport officials say, President Carter became the first passenger to use the new terminal. For the president, it's next stop South Carolina, and then on to Ohio. At the new Hartsfield Airport, Hank+BB, Action News.